You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels slow enough, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to a lot cleaner Xfinity series here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. My name is James Riles, going to be bringing you all the action from Sim Racing Media. All these Xfinity cars coming out here, giving you a good show. Right now, it is a pitched battle between all these drivers trying to come in here and make things happen for you, as it is working its way trying to figure everything out as Zach Rinker is taking the pole. Of course, we're brought to you by A Lot Cleaner Lot Cleaning. We appreciate that and them. There we go. Get over here. And also, you know, Monday Night NASCAR, Sunday Night NASCAR, all these guys sponsor. We appreciate the heck out of everybody who does that for these guys. If you're watching at home, do appreciate you coming in here, sticking around. We love to see you guys. Love to see you comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. That's basically what we're here for, to help out these drivers. As we're going to take a look at the qualifying, where everyone is at. Dylan Eckhart just put down the fastest lap of the race with a 31.97. This track here at Atlanta, it's absolutely fast, guys. A lot cleaner Xfinity series here at Hot Atlanta. 85 degrees. That track temp going to be popping up there. 107 degrees right now here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I know that these drivers are excited to get out there and run full speed here for this race. RP Allen up front right now in the point standings. You can check those out online. Do not see him in right now. Logan Truitt, Aaron Mack, Bennett Allen, and a couple more that have been coming in here kind of making things happen. As we have a full field, not everybody, it looks like, is going to make it in. If we take a look at our results from practice, kind of where everybody lined out, Jeremy Paris was up front, 30.811, just to give you a little bit of idea of where everyone's going to be once this thing drafts out and once everybody gets things up to speed. That was in the draft. Brandon Minto, Joey Savatsky, John Espawalda, and Doug Argabright. Guys, Atlanta now, this absolutely wild banking. It's going to turn into something you've never seen before here at Atlanta, especially the way the track has aged. It's changed a little bit. It's not as grippy as when it was brand new. So when these guys come in here and race, it's definitely going to be something to see there. But again, brought to you by A Lot Cleaner. You can check them out. They do lot cleanings, rentals. You got a home that you just vacated or something like that. They can definitely come in there and help you out. Go to alotcleaner.com. Junk removal, dumpster rentals, cleanouts, things like that. So like to see that. Pretty much everybody has came out, got their laps down. Joseph Lester now trying to work on his laps. Take a look at this machine, this offer pad 84. Riding right up against that wall. Dirty Mo Media. His out lap 60.05 is pretty fast, but the 16.46 is where it's going to get him. Looks like 16.007. That's good enough for 14th. Some drivers right now trying to make it in. RP Allen in that 7 machine. These guys are going to have to qualify in, folks. Going to have to qualify. Got to have good laps down here in a lot cleaner Xfinity. Full field. Only 6 or 7 spots non-chartered. Charter system is in full effect here. A little bit of race information coming your way from Sunday Night NASCAR and the admins there. Let's take a look here where we can. Gonna be a fun one. The Raptor 250 is what it's called, mirroring that real world thing. Gonna be 17 incidents, warning, anything after that. Qualifying scrutiny is gonna be up there as well. Lap count, it's gonna be the same. 163 laps here. 0 fast repairs, and they've only had about 20 minutes to practice. Gonna have 3 green-white checkers if they come to it, and 25 incident points. So if you get over that 25 incident points, you're gonna be going home. As it seems like RP Allen has went through and completed his laps of very slow 43, maybe because the track has heated up. So it looked like those guys are able to go out a little bit faster, were able to get the track temp and use it to their advantage. Right now, drivers meeting going on. We're about to get gridded up here. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you showing up for a lot cleaner Xfinity series here at Hotlanta. If you are in the chat, let me know. Love to hear from you guys. Where we are, what we've been. If you've got any questions about the league, let us know. You got any questions about where, if some of these drivers are going to be able to make it in? Now, one thing we do like is hit that like button. That's for the drivers and the sponsors. What it does is it gets these guys a little bit more viewers. It tells everybody and YouTube, the algorithm, hey, people are enjoying what they're seeing over here. Go check it out. As we go over, let's go ahead and look at right now, kind of where everybody is. See them on that left side, where everybody's at in response to everything. Let's go ahead. Got 25 seconds left. Of course, shout out the series before this. This is the Monday night race. It's slap in the middle of a triple header that we always have going on here at Sim Racing Media, following the real life schedule that NASCAR and Xfinity take. Of course, tomorrow we have the truck series. Yesterday we had a barn burner there in the Sunday night NASCAR series, the premier series here. You can go check that out over on our YouTube. Right now we've got 4 races happening right now here on Sim Racing Media. So we'll get a little picture-in-picture action once we get through here. But right now we have 3 live, and then another one's going to start at about 8 o'clock here. Of course, we got the CleanRacing.net Truck Series, SCL International Cup Series, and then the late models starting at 8 as the nightcap. And of course, you're watching the Xfinity Series here at Hotlanta, and I tell you, it's going to be a good one. I know that these guys can get out there and drive. We're going to hear from some drivers after we get gridded up. Got Justin Kelly, so let's go 38. As there seems to not be enough grid spots, so some people are going to be at the same place. Come on, Chris Custer. Some more shout outs. So I find these guys. Chris Custer, where are we at, Chris? In 7th place there. At AT machine. A lot of default paints. I don't know if that's my end or not. We'll get that fixed and sorted out once we get everything rolling. As we're going to go over our grid and our race info here. Dylan Acart, Chase Caber in the front. Then we got Zach Rinker and Christopher Hill. Chris Caber there on the outside. Zach Rinker going to be in 3rd position. Christopher Hill there in 4th. Jeremy Paris and Chris Custer going to be roll number 3, and then we have Sean Kelly and John Crow Sr. Followed up by some folks trying to get going here. That's going to definitely mess us up, but we will run through as best we can. Rich Jet out there with Matt White, Joseph Lester, Ron Fitting, Doug Arterbright there in 16th, Brandon Minto from Norman, Oklahoma, 17th, Joe Stafford, a popular name if you know anything about the Sunday Night NASCAR Series, here in 18th, Tony Burt as well there in 19th, Gabriel Lafreniere there in 21st. Lauren Jones, another fan favorite, there in the 11th. Joey Savatky, 22nd. Dan Morgan in 23rd. Channing Ballou going to be in 24th currently. Brad Gunn, 25th, with Mark Brewster, 26th. Bob Robert Nestor there in 26th position currently, around there. John Wilco in 28th. Aaron Mack, 29th. Andrew Jones and RP Allen, 30 and 31st. Chris Clyde going to be in 32nd, with Kavaja Holt and Zach Osborne there in 33rd, and then Ryan Truitt. A couple folks electing to start from the pits: Steve Herring, Eugenio Alonso, and John S. Bilwalda in that 51 machine, electing to take over there as they're going to get started. Let me go over and fix something real quick. I have a slinking suspicion that my graphics were reset. A lot of these drivers spend a lot of time on their custom paints, so we're going to make sure that we get those all sorted out here. Oh, is the 5 car? Ooh. Been an equipment malfunction. There's been an equipment malfunction, folks. Let me go ahead and Figure out what the heck happened there. Is this going to take us a little bit to get going? It was the 05 machine. Oh, nope. That wasn't the 05 machine. That was the 38 of Sean Kelly. Interesting. Well, it's spicy here in Hotlanta. Already. Some drivers having some issues. Not really sure what's going on there, but once we figure it out, we'll let you know. As this field is absolutely full, it's going to be a very confusing race at the start out for sure. As Kyle Wimble sitting on the grid. Yeah, not sure. Just a lot of issues there. No worries. As pace lights are off, we're going to be getting started here very shortly. Here in a lot cleaner Xfinity series, Dylan Ockert going to be on the pole position with Chase Cabri outside. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, in that Geico restart zone, green flag and a wave, and we are racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Off to it, Dylan Ockert and Chris Chase Caper going to be trying working that top line. I'm telling you, this thing works about like a super speedway. Whichever line is more developed is going to be the one that comes away with it. So we're going to take a look from the tower, get a little bit better opportunity. That bottom line formed up very well. If you watch the Xfinity race IRL, the top lane is fast if you can get up there, and I suspect a lot of these drivers will try and move up to that top line as the race progresses, just because it's easier to handle the car up there. That's why that top line had more drivers. But right now, seems like everybody electing to kind of play the field, I suppose, as the top line there. Oh, unfortunately, Chase Caper is going to be left out on his own until the 08 gets there. The 49, the 66, absolutely hooked up, and there we go, single lane going. The 09 of Brandon Loomis now trying to make his way up. Chase going to try his luck up there, try and stop it again, stop the bleeding, get up there in front of Jeremy Paris. We see that beautiful shot down the backstretch where everybody's going. There's not really much commitment. We have 163 laps to do it. Dylan Ockert starting first. He's still there. He's got a good pusher, Zach Rinker. Christopher Hill, Chase Caper. The bottom line is just formed up. Once Zach decides to bounce there, and I don't think he will, he's going to try and push here. You got to worry a lot about fuel, getting the green flag run here. Because of the entrance to where the entrance to pit road is, you got to be very careful about where you come down pit road, what your strategy is. As Chase Caper now, he has some backing. This outside line can absolutely get runs. So coming off the turn, that's when we're going to watch for this outside line to really take effect over that inside, especially if you get some drafting help or some side drafting. If that top line side drafts the bottom, usually it's the other way around, but if that happens here, because there goes Zach Rinker, he's going to pop out, sees that momentum changing, that top line formed up, he's going to take that position and possibly move up to the lead if the 93 can give him a push. They can hook up here. They are allowed to hook up and push a little bit harder than NASCAR is able to. It's hard to do, but we saw it with Joey Logano. If you slam those brakes, get a little bump, Joey went 7 miles an hour faster after he got the bump by dragging the brake. So like counterintuitive. As we go down the field, see kind of where everybody is at. Blimp shot's absolutely terrible. Do apologize for that. There they go. They're going to come around. Everybody throughout the field pretty comfortable where they are at. Only a couple drivers, these three that had to come out after the grid, they're going to have to work together. They don't want to be side-by-side racing, but you know, it is what it is. It's back up front, lap 8. Got a shout out for Brandon Loomis. Currently in the 09 machine. Just dropped out. There he goes. Now we're back. Regularly scheduled broadcast. Oh, we got a car on the wall. That's Sean Kelly. Oh, big wreck! Big wreck! Still wrecking, trying to gather it up. Piling into each other. You knew it was going to happen, folks. You absolutely knew that this was going to happen. Super Speedway racing. A lot of drivers involved in this one. See if we can nail down where this thing started. The 48 of Matt White and a lot of damage there. I think he's actually gonna. Oh, he got turned. He got turned trying to save it. So let's go to 38. Sean Kelly. After we take a look at this one. I believe that was the 38 of Sean Kelly's where that all began. A bit before that. You might get your wish, Kyle. Fish your wish. I hope not, but I understand the frustration. There, the 38 just gets caught going up into the wall. Nothing the 41 could have done. The Toyota and the Camaro getting together there, and then all calamity breaks loose. Nobody able to make it through that without stopping. Oof. Let's see what Chris Claude saw there. Everybody got it right, and eventually well, there you go. Dylan Eckart had been leading for a while. Then we had the caution. Some drivers electing to come down pit road, maybe fix some damage. See where everyone's at there. Rich Jet, Christopher Hill came in. Joey Savatke, Jeremy Paris gonna try it one more time. A lot of damage on these machines. As it happens. So while I've got a second, I want to shout out, of course, a lot cleaner. You'll hear that all race long, but I want to shout out you, the fans. 22 viewers watching right now. We are live. You can shout out, get in the chat. I see you guys. Absolutely see you guys. Be sure also hit that like button. That's not for me. Sim Racing Media does not make $1 off of likes. What that does is it tells the YouTube algorithm that you guys are watching and you are liking it enough to press that button, and it's going to recommend it to more viewers so that these sponsors on these cars can get a little bit more shout out. And these drivers can go and show their buddies when they get to work, hey, this page, this race I was racing in, it was a good one, and this is why I enjoy doing what I'm doing. There's a couple familiar names for me. Austin Story up there. Dylan Acart, it's a new one for me, but Austin Story, Joseph Lester, Bob Nestor, Chris Claude, those are the ones we'll be seeing as we get started on the restart. Dylan Acart, Chris Caver, or Chase Caver. Side by side, as that was kind of a wompy restart. Not sure what was going on there. About halfway back. As it's single file back to 5th, Joseph Lester and Chris Custer in that 18 machine. He's been shouted out as there goes Chase. He's going to try and make that top line work up front. They get right up to that wall. Zilla Gaming. Hello, Zilla Gaming. If you know of anybody that's streaming this race on Twitch, you let me know. I will put their Twitch stream up here right now. Let me know in the chat. Love to give those guys a shout out, those Twitch streamers. As we see a little bit of something going on in the back. Looks like they figured it out. Joseph Lester in that 84 working through. So that top line has came into itself. Now the tire wear is going to be an issue. That top line is going to have it a little bit easier. They can roll around that top a little bit better than that bottom line can. As I tell you who that helped out, that last one, that last caution, that helped out John Espawaldo, if you remember, the Jacked Out Motorsports driver here. He was down a bit. He had to come from the pits, as well as Eugenio Alonso. So those guys are kind of happy we had a caution there. Dylan McCurt, Chase Caver, Carlos Ramos, Austin Story. Top 4 with Joseph Lester, a couple of old 23XI teammates. Appreciate the shout out, Zilla. Look at the Super here. Just how close these guys are getting. You can bump, but right now what they're kind of working with that bubble. Some of these drivers may be a little scared to actually put contact on the bumper, especially with these Xfinity series, a little more of a cone shape. Let's take a look here. Anybody that's streaming on Twitch in this race, let me know. I would love to put their stuff out here. So we've looked at the top 10. You can see them up there. Let's take a look at some drivers that are moving out of the start. Positions in 8th position there. Chris Claude able to come back in that Dasani 10 machine. He's in up 22 positions to 11th. Robert Nestor, teammate, following him up. I was a little bit farther back. These races, this is for 10th. These aren't even scrubs here. These are a lot of good drivers that are kind of stuck in the middle down here. Get that blimp shot right into turn number 3 and 4. There we go, a little bit better shot there. Just seeing what these machines are doing and how everybody's doing as the push almost goes wrong there. Just all the way through the field, a little bit of breakup. But where these machines are going to go right. Oh, as we're catching a lap car. That's going to break up that bottom line because the top line is going to have to go up. That 41 of Doug Argabright. Dropping to the bottom, and everybody's got to be out, you know, hand out the window saying, hey, this guy's here, he's here, he's here. Hopefully he can get in the draft. Kind of stop the bleeding there. But on lap 23 of 163, Chase Caber and Dylan McCart still battling it out here. Joe Stafford, a famous name in Sunday Night NASCAR in that 57 machine. Trying to make his way to the front. As neither line able to gain an advantage. Oh, 97, that didn't look like it, but that was a save. Got up in that air, got bent out of shape. Doesn't look like manufacturers are working together. No reason to here on the sim. Got a couple Toyotas in 3rd and 4th. Carlos Ramos and Austin Story. Pushing the Ford and the Chevy. As that 97 is just, he is loose every time that we look at him. Going through the field, we do have a 38 in the shout out. Let's look at that 38 machine showing Sean Kelly. He was shout out. Fortunately, he was involved in that incident. Luckily, I don't think he got hit too hard. Kind of just got pushed to the wall. A little bit of damage on that 38 machine. We have a Go 18. That's Chris Custer, another driver. They're in that 18 machine that's trying to put in work here. As that top line just unable to gain any momentum at all. Chase Caber's trying to fight for it, trying to get these guys to push him. But everybody keeps bailing to that bottom line, and that's going to be the difference maker as this race looms on. Who are your friends? Who's going to stick with you? And how well can you hold the wheel? As we're going to go on board with Eckert and see kind of just what he's dealing with. Gotta hold that wheel as steady as possible. He's got a very interesting cant. That's just the way he has his car set up right now. Gotta hold that wheel and be ready for a hit at any time. See how fast these drivers are going here. 170 miles right now through the turn. Just bear with me here while I fix something. Get you guys a little bit better view here. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. Oh, there goes Chase. We saw it the rear view mirror. Getting into the wall. good look at that pusher Ramos. Pushing accurate here. As that top line definitely hurt because Chase Caver got in the wall. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. There it is. Christopher Hill involved, the 62. John Wilco. Oh, heavy contact. As Brad Gunn comes in. This was happening in the back, guys. This crash has... I don't know if we touched the brakes there, but you know, that's not my business. I think this started with Wilco. Oh, just gets loose. Just gets loose. And then here comes shot number 2 about 30 seconds after the wreck. As Bennett Allen wants me to come to the care center, we'll take a look. We'll get there. So hopefully it gives us a better camera eventually. Nope, it's not going to. Oof. Big hit there. So a lot of our drivers coming down pit road right now. Chase Caber, Zach Rinker, Joseph Lester fighting off pit road. Coming down for some tires. Dylan Acart thinks there's going to be another one. As we have Bennett Allen, the 15 machine. Where's he at? Here on the field. Let's go for it. Bennett, you're in the booth with James Rawls. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm well. So you're involved in that last caution. Tell us what was going on, or that first caution.
Well, my mom locked her keys in her car, so I had to go try to help her out with that. And so I didn't have the right key, so I had to come back home, and I couldn't find the key. So I decided to see if I could race a little bit, and I forgot that they started earlier this year, and so I was already automatically 20 laps down. So I was like, I guess I'll just do as many laps as I can. And so I got behind that group, expecting to kind of make my way forward so I can help my boys out, and someone got loose in front of me, and I got involved in it. Super duper unfortunate. I guess, this is just my luck today, but yeah, it just sucks for everyone at Money House Racing. I could have helped with some points today, but I guess that's just not going to happen. It's a little frustrating that some people just didn't have that much practice this week, but it tends to happen every week with some of these guys. So we'll move on, go to Coda, which is a road course, and I'm pretty strong at road courses. So yeah, I'm just kind of like disappointed.
Absolutely. As well, that's kind of how it works. But Bennett, I do appreciate you coming on, and you got to help the wife first. Life comes first, right?
Yeah, unfortunately it does, but
there you go. Well, Bennett,
heck of a day.
Well, who you got on the car? Who you want to shout out before you get out of here?
Let's shout out to Beat Blaze Vintage and Bobby Blazer and JCTV, Money House Graphics, and just all those guys are really good buddies of mine. They help me get through the week, even when I'm having some troubles in life. But everyone that's on the car are just really close to me, really good friends. So I just appreciate all of them and all they do. And planning on making a patriotic paint scheme for next week, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah.
All right, brother. Well, good luck next week at Coda, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of that one too.
Yep. Have a good day, man.
You as well. All right, so that was Bennett Allen coming in late. Unfortunately, got kind of busted out of shape there as Dylan Eckart going to stay up front, leading the way with Carlos Ramos as he's going to come down immediately. Big jump. These guys have been working together all race long. As up, there's issue. Kavaja Holt down on the apron, not going to bring out a caution for Kavaja. The racing starting to get a little more loose. Tires are not going to matter, folks. Not going to matter as much as you think, especially with the push, as Logan Truett's going to try his way. He's up 36 positions, Logan is, as he's trying to rock that top line. The 09 coming up to side draft himself for some reason. John Crow, Rich Jett, Brandon Minto, Joe Savatke, Chris Custer, and Chris Claude out front. Tony Burt now going to make his way through there. As that outside line is squirrely. Let's take a look from the helicopter. We do have a chopper in the air. The drone footage, if you would. Watching Chris Custer in that 18 machine. One of the folks that was shouted on Facebook. Guys, I got a long race to watch and I'm the only one doing it. So if you have somebody that you want to see a little bit more of, let me know in the chat. I keep an eye on it. And what I want to do is make sure that everybody is here watching somebody that they get to see their driver out there on the track. Something I like to do, something I want to make sure happens for everybody here, because it's such a unique opportunity for these drivers to come out here and race and enjoy their hobby and then be able to show their friends and family the next day what they do. And some of these guys sponsored in real life. We talked to Mr. Allen. Some of these guys have real money on the line. So all those chats and all those likes, I could care less if you subscribe, honestly, because we have so much racing. If you're a fan of racing, definitely hit that subscribe button. We got racing going on 7 nights a week, as well as some original content, some other stuff we're doing. As Carlos Ramos going to take his stop pushing. He doesn't want to be second fiddle anymore on lap 40. He's going to come to the outside, try and pull up Logan Truett. As Dylan Eckart and Tsubute. I like the move. But anyway, we got racing 7 nights a week, some original content as well on our YouTube page. You can check those out. We'd love to have you in some of our other races if you enjoy them. Right now we have a quadruple header. Caution is out. Caution is out. Let's see what's going on here. What's going on here? That is suspiciously on lap 40, probably a stage break, stage caution. See if we can get Dylan in here. Don't see Dylan. There you go, we're gonna come down pit road. I imagine we're gonna get just about everybody. Come down, get some fuel. As we're gonna get a good camera on the battle leaving pit road. As out first, that pole position really making a lot of difference. Because I tell you what, we don't have our leader, but who we do have we have Carlos Ramos.
Oh.
Carlos, this is James in the booth. You got me.
Yeah, it scared me for a second.
Yeah, I like to pop in as loud as possible, but yeah, we saw you pull out there before the stage break. What was it like on the track pushing these cars around and then trying to get out there and get a run?
Look, I am a terrible pusher, absolutely terrible. So I was nervous the entire time. I just did not want to, mess anybody's race up. I also thought the stage was coming out one lap earlier, so I made my move way too soon. But yeah, it's not bad. The car, I'm actually getting loose into the turn, so I have to lift a little bit. But other than that, it's not bad.
Would you believe me if I said I saw that you were loose just about every time coming out of 4?
I definitely would believe you. It was wild. I was riding a horse.
Yeah, I'm sure that Dylan would say that you were a great pusher there. What are we looking at strategy coming into stage number 2? Do you think you're going to change anything up or stay out the whole time?
I think I'm only going to take 2 tires at some point, and then just take the other 2 tires like they were doing in the actual race. So we'll see. We'll see.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you get back to it. Good luck, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of the race.
Thank you. Hopefully.
There you go. You heard it from Carlos. But take a look at this. Some drivers electing to take their pit on the caution that happened on lap 32. Joe Stafford, Zach Rinker, Austin Story, Joseph Lester. Guess what? Those are all teammates to my knowledge. These guys electing to come in are a little bit earlier for the stage 2 to get everybody popped in around as we lost Dylan. That's what happened. As the green flag going to be coming out here, Joe Stafford has the button at the end of stage number 1. As there we go. Stage 2 racing. Dylan Eckart having a little bit of issue on the restart. Some other drivers having problems because of the way this track is right now. And because there's so many drivers out here, a lot of these guys are going to be having problems with their connectivity. As Eugenio Alonso elects to get to the back, he doesn't want to be involved in this battle up front. Carlos Ramos working his way. The Propel guys, or whatever their name is, I do apologize, guys. I don't know the team names this year, but they were Propel. Zach Rinker, Joe Stafford, all those guys electing to take the top line here. Maybe a strategy play by them to all come in a little bit earlier so they could all dominate that line up top. As 2x2 action, it doesn't get any better than this, folks. Let me hear it in the channel. Smash that like button as there goes Carlos Ramos to the inside of the 57. I think that was on accident, but unfortunately that doesn't count for nothing as Joe Stafford gets let back in by the 17 of Joey Sabatke. That was lucky. Carlos Ramos now out on a run. Down's going to come Joseph Lester. As again, folks, bear with me as I get you a little bit better shot on this Dirty Mo machine. Pushing Ramos out to the side. Comes up for the block, big push. As Ramos did not come up. As Joseph letting him know exactly what he was using him for, comes up on Zach Rinker. Take a look at where our leader was, Dylan Eckart. Led the race for the entirety of the first stage. Falls back currently in 7th position. As we do have a shout out, Mount Miller says Brandon Loomis. That 16 machine was running really good. Now he's kind of on a strategy play. As we hit lap 50, we're going to go ahead and run to a turn it up segment. You crank it at home, I'm going to crank it here, and we'll be right back. As the racing here staying spicy. Carlos Ramos still up front. Joseph Lester, Rich Jett trying to make things work. Zach Rinker in the 49 trying to make that top line work. As Chris Custer is not giving it up easy. He is 3 wide with Chase Cabre and Gabriel Lafrene. Oh, is there wrecking? 97 involved. Huge wreck. Zach Rinker on his roof, still coming in. Huge wreck here. You know it involved Zach Rinker because that's who was running up front with Joseph Lester, so we're going to see possibly a bad touch. what went on here. As there was a little bit before Carlos Ramos involved as well, but it looks like he was able to get out of it. Let's take a look at the replay. So we get that up for you guys. Make sure we have everything in the right order here. Right sequence of events for you. Oh, lap traffic. Lap traffic. Gonna come in and cause issue. Let's see so you guys can see what I'm seeing here. That's a lap car down at the bottom. And because of that lap car, he's doing what he's supposed to, but it spooks Carlos. Rinker just, that was Lester just not giving enough room. Rinker ends up on his side. Take one more look at that. There. Yeah, if you're Lester here, you gotta give more room. Tried to pinch him down, knowing that there was a lap car there, and the whole team paid for it. Do you have a differing opinion? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear it. Honestly, I don't really have a dog in this fight, but just from looking at it, Lester needs to be a little bit higher up there, knowing that the lap car's there, because that's what happens. As Jet and Custer there, first and second. Gabriel Lafreniere, Logan Truitt, Brandon Loomis, Bob Nestor, John Crow, Cavaggio Holt having a little bit of a comeback. Eugenio Alonso as well. John Espewalda the third coming in there. Pace lights are off. We're going to be rocking and rolling here shortly. Lap 59 of 163 full-length Xfinity Series for you. See if anybody's in the infield care center. They are not currently. As we got a new leader, Rich Jet and Chris Custer, our fan favorite, over on YouTube. Douglas Fairley. We got one person saying that is not his fault. Julia. I just call it like I see it, no big deal. Could be wrong. Rich Jet there, Chris Custer, Gabe Lafreniere, Logan Truitt. Here we go. Leader out to a huge lead yet again. That seems to be the story of the race. Up front, huge jump. They got a big gap. See if that's going to come back to bite them. John Crow. Bob Mr. Alonso. So a couple folks in the chat saying he came up on him. I don't disagree. Why it's hard racing with those lap cars got involved. You gotta have that awareness on both drivers, especially in the Xfinity Cup Series or the Xfinity Series. Don't really got some rookies up there leading. Hard racing. It's Chris Custer, the 18, leading us around. As Austin, you know I always love to hear from you. If you want to get in the infield care center, we can bring you up and give us your team's views on the wreck and the incident. Miss you guys. Gabriel Fred, John Crow Sr. There's Bawalda, another mover here. Check him out, Jack Down Motorsports over on Facebook. Builds. He has 3 full-size simulators. They're absolutely fantastic. It's a really fun thing that he does. He's trying to get the business out there another vet as well. So give him a follow over on YouTube as well as Facebook. See if he's currently live on Facebook. Oh, he's not. He's not live. That's okay. But you can go over to his Facebook page, give him a holler, tell him Sim Racing Media sent you. Kind of look at some of the cool stuff he's got going on there, such as his full-size simulator. But right now, the story of the race is Chris Custer's. There's a car getting lapped. Don't know who that was. He's got Logan Truitt up behind him, who's been up 37 positions so far. Like everybody's going to be pretty content with the single file racing right now. If you're going to pop out, you got to think, who do I have with me? Who is going to help me out when I do this? Because you go out there, you're liable to lose a lot of positions. We look off the back of Custer here. Especially now, only 22 cars on the lead lap. That wreck took out a ton of drivers that really had a shot, really had a chance. I'm going to shout some of them out here. Carlos Ramos, unfortunately out there. Sean Kelly, a lot of damage on that thing. If this was the real Xfinity race, he'd have that thing parked on the finish line. I don't know if you saw that. Check out our Facebook page. Chase Caber is out. Austin Story, Joseph Lester as well, out of this race. So a lot of drivers that really had an opportunity to do it, but that side-by-side racing caught the lap car. Just very unfortunate. So here we go, got a little bit of a second line forming with some lap cars. Joe Stafford and Eugenio Alonso involved. 48 of Matt White. Gonna try to push to the front. You gotta be careful there. Gotta be careful as we're hitting another lap car. That's Carlos Ramos. These drivers gonna have to make sure they're hitting minimum speed as well. Coming out, try and turn some laps, get some positions. Just unfortunate that these drivers, you know, involved in that wreck here at Atlanta, and happened so fast. Super speedway action without the ability to use the whole track to escape. As Matt White is chugging along in the top line, using the side draft down there. Logan Truitt thinking about popping out. Thinks better of it. Chris Custer's going to have to figure out if he wants to manage both of these lines. As the way things have gone, 3 cautions so far. Taking out a lot of good drivers. Do you want to try and test it? Oh, look how loose he is. Look how loose Matt White was coming off the turn number 3. The save of the race. Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise, take a look at Matt White here. Come and see if he gets a big push. Just the air comes off and then the save. Wow. Matt White. Great save there. Absolutely fantastic save. We'll get another look at it here. Looks like just air gets him loose. And then not only good save by Matt, but then the 95 of John Crow to not just eat up that air to get into him. Huge props there as well. So now Logan Truett's popped out. He's going to take that top line. Matt White has found his way back up there yet again in the 48 with Gabriel still with him. Or John Crow. Not to be confused with the Crow Jon Snow. No, thank you. It's coming to lap 80. I don't have the notes in front of me. I do apologize. I don't know if we're going to get a stage break here. So I'm filling in for the amazing David Regal. As we got issues, folks. Look up ahead. If I can point the camera in the right direction. Lap traffic. Where are they gonna go? As that's gonna cause a huge breakup. That's the 41 and the 10. Chris Claude, I know that's the 10. Trying to stay on the lead lap. Currently the lucky dog, so he's just got to stay out of trouble. As caution is going to come out. Caution is out. You got to think it stemmed from that. Jeremy Paris involved. Oh no, this was a completely separate incident. A little bit of bumping and grinding going on. And the 05 gets doored. Oh, and then just absolutely destroyed by the 36. No way. No way that's the 36, because that was a leader. We got a better camera on that. 38. Oh, Cole Custer fans, or I'm sorry, Chris Custer fans, you can breathe easy. Is everybody gonna come down pit road? Chris Custer leading the charge. Because you're not gonna miss a thing. We're gonna go side by side.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, What you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt kicker. The future is feeling.
As we are back, pace lights are off here, lap 81 of 163. That caution bringing us into what I assume is the stage break. I can see, who do I got here that is out of the race that I can speak to? Probably somebody from Jack Dell. I don't see anybody, unfortunately. That's okay, though. In fact, I will be... So back to it now. Chris Custer, fan favorite, still out there. We take a look. Let's take a look at the last race results. John Ballou there, Logan Truitt, Bennett Allen, Gabriel Lafrene, RP Allen. Last week at Phoenix. Unable to make it, as there's some blinking going on here. Matt White dealing with that. Top lane coming into itself. John Crow Sr. came out of nowhere with the 18, gonna come down and block Chris. As we got more shout outs for Chris Custer, appreciate it, keep them coming. Having a heck of a race, came into the car. Had a good qualifying, top 10. And now battling here at the front. He's got his work cut out for him. Last came down to pit, lap 79. Pro Senior involved. As it's getting harder and harder to hold this down. As if you're watching Cole Custer at home, or Chris Custer, I keep saying Cole Custer, I apologize, Chris Custer there. Tell him to get a paint on his car. If he wants one, I could give him one here from Sim Racing Media. Love to have him on board. We're back lining out 2 by 2. You want me to talk about your driver, folks? That's how you do it. Let me know in the chat. I love to focus on the people that have people here. Let's go ahead and run through the top 10. John Crow Sr., Logan Truitt are on row number 1. Then row 2 is going to be Gabriel Lafreniere and Chris Custer. Brandon Minto and Eugenio Alonso, 5th and 6th. Let's go ahead and get this up here. Joe Stafford from a little town called Philly. Bawalda there in 9th. Matt White, unable to get to his preferred top line. He's in 9th. Then the second group, Aaron Mack, Zach Osborne. We have Lauren Jones. Lauren, Good Time Jones. What's going on up here? 3 wide. 86 in the middle. I believe that 80's a lap car. That broke him up. Top 3 breakaway, lap 89. Chris Custer. Oh, that's Carlos Ramos in the wall. Gonna try and hold it up there and not get clobbered. Effectively does so. Ooh-wee. So I appreciate everybody watching here from a Lot Cleaner Xfinity Series. It's not named that because the racing is a lot cleaner to what you're used to, although it is. These guys can go toe-to-toe, lap after lap. It's named that because that's our sponsor, A Lot Cleaner. They do dump truck roll-off. They can clean out some lots. They are a great place if you're in New Jersey. I hope that's right. I might be looking at the wrong one, but A Whole Lot Cleaner. There in Jersey, you can holler at them. They do picking up, a lot of dump truck removal, a little veteran-owned business, so appreciate them. But you're watching the Xfinity Series here. The Sunday night NASCAR was yesterday. Great race. You can watch a replay here on Sim Racing Media, as well as tomorrow if you like the trucks. The Truck Series is going to be here at Atlanta as well. Same time, full-length race. They do 100% here. No fast repairs. Keep things clean. That's why there's only 18 cars on the lead lap. Chris Claude getting a little bit lucky. Keeping that lucky dog spot when that caution came out. So he's going to be putting around there. As now it's John Crow Sr. And I'm going for Trudy. Truitt. Logan Truitt there in the 20 machine, a single Ford in the top 5. Surrounded in a sea of Chevys. All the Toyotas have either been wrecked out of the race or outside of the top 10 there. Zach Osborne there. And then look at that. We got Brandon Loomis right there as well in the 09. 2 fan favorites. So while you're shouting out your drivers, also be sure to hit that like button. It's not for me. I don't get a dime off that. But what it does is it tells the YouTube algorithm that people are watching, liking, and engaging in what is on their platform. So it's going to put it in front of more people in the form of recommended videos, etc., etc., etc. But I do appreciate the comments, everybody. Our top 3 fan favorites right now, Chris Custer, Logan Truitt, and Brandon Lewis, all running in the top 10. Do you guys know of anybody that is racing on Twitch? Let me know. I will go find their Twitch stream, put it out over the radio. It's not radio. Put it out over the live here. Share it and give them a little bit of a break there. As Custer cuts up, almost gets into Logan Truitt. If there's a wreck up front, there's going to be a fight in the stands. John Crow Sr. right now. Still trying to hold that bottom line. Douglas, I believe the stage break it was going to be at lap 80. And what they also may have changed it to lap 100, if I believe from the real Xfinity race. They do 100% and they mirror the Xfinity, so that's a quick look I could do, but I'm busy running the cameras. Filling in for the great David Regal. So unable to do my homework there. But if it was at lap 80, it happened during a caution. Somebody got bent out of shape. But if I do recall correctly, it might come up here on lap 100. Not 100%. I do apologize, folks. As Eugenio Alonso and John Crow now going to be battling in the front. Door to door, coming out of 3 and 4 here. 1 and 2, I should say. Appreciate all those likes, folks. It's going to come down to who's the better pusher. Right now, Chris Custer following the Blippy 95. If you don't know what Blippy is, you have a blessed life. I would love to talk to John Crow and see why he's running a Blippy car. Take a look. Let's find our biggest mover. That's going to be Logan Truitt. He's up 35 positions. Another driver that's up big, Zach Osborne. Aaron Mack up 19 positions from Fort Riley, Kansas. Either from or at Fort Riley, either way. I do not envy that man. Because we're going to see if it's lap 100 or not, whether this is going to be the stage break. I believe it is not. They're going to keep them rolling. Black Bullet teammates. Custer and Loomis, there you go. It's going to be hard to hook up here. Especially now we're coming into some more lap traffic. Oh, as we're wrecking. Big save. I don't know if that's a lap car or not, but now here we go. More lap cars. Cole Custer's through. So I apologize for jumping all over the place here. Loomis going to try and get pulled back up. He's working with the 20 of Logan Truitt. As Crow and Custer have gone and checked out, now they've got a decision to make. Here's what Crow and Custer could do right now. Let's take a look from the blimp. This god-awful camera through 1 and 2. I do apologize, but it's going to fix itself here. They're about a second out. So here's what they've got to decide. That Blippy car has to decide if he's going to defend if Chris tries to get in front of him. But they're racing side by side behind him. They've got about a second gap. More than likely, they're out of the draft. If 1 and 2 here, if Crow and Custer... Did I say Cole again? I'm sorry. It's not Cole Custer. I'll say if John and Chris, Mr. Chris Custer, can make this thing work and just stay hooked up and keep gapping out Brandon Minto and Logan Truitt, they can gap this thing out and turn it into a non-factor. Why they would want to do that? We're going to have another pit, and here at Atlanta, the pit is extra long. So Brandon Minto, Logan Truitt working together. Brandon Lupus, Zach Osborne, Eugenio Alonso, Bob Nestor, and Rich Jett going to round out your top 10. Matt White, Bawalda, Aaron Mack, Lauren Jones, Andrew Jones, Steve Herring, and Joe Stafford. The last cars on the lead lap. Chris Claude right now, your lucky dog. So So did not push hard enough. Now we got 4 cars here. Brandon Minto going to have the run. 2 Fords coming behind the 2 Chevys here. If they're going to make a move, or are they going to line up? Because again, they can try and line up here, form a train, and get gone from Gabriel Lafreniere and Brandon Lewis. Especially them racing side by side, that's going to hurt them. But if they can catch the lap, if they can catch the draft here, it's not going to matter. Take a look, make sure that that lap car stays a non-factor. If nothing else but a link in the chain here. Goes going to get out of the way. That is the 42 of Channing Ballou. This is a hard track to stay out of everybody's way on, especially because you have every right to try and get out there. Oh, we're wrecking. Brandon Loomis saves it. Let's see what happened here. Yo, just gets bent out of shape. Caution is out, caution is out. Aaron Mack. Doug Augerbright, Steve Herring. See if we can't get a better camera on that, folks. What happened to Steve Herring? Looks like got in the wall and then, ooh, right down into the 41. Big contact into the 89. Then Lauren Jones and that Cheeto 11, last one to hit the button. That is unfortunate for Aaron Mack, and he is able to keep it going. So now we're going to see if Chris is going to come down. Trying to catch the pace car here. He's electing not to come down pit road unless he's waiting for everybody to get formed up here. Nope, just electing not to come down pit road. John Crow, Eugenio Alonso, Bob Nestor, Gabriel Lafreniere, and the rest electing to come down. You know who I like and who I want to talk to? I'm going to talk to Bob Nestor once his pit stop is over. Excuse me. Bob, it's James in the booth. You got me.
Hey, how you doing, James?
I'm doing pretty well. Having a heck of a race out there in that 63 Toyota. Tell us about what the strategy play is here and if you think you can make it from here on out.
So that run there, for some reason, the top 5, everybody started snapping loose. So I think the goal is to try and save and be as gentle and still stay in the draft to make it this next 53 laps here.
Absolutely. Is that looking like fuel's going to be an issue?
Nope, we'll make it to the end. Anybody who pitted.
There you go. So couple up top did not pit. What are you expecting to see here from tire wear? Is it going to be hard to get by them, or what have you gathered so far?
Oh, if they've been out the whole time that we were out on this long run, then it's not going to be hard to get by them, but they're going to be having issues in the next couple laps. So.
Absolutely. Well, tell me who you got on that Joe Gibbs 63 machine and who you want to shout out before I let you go.
Relative Properties and Blank Ashkenazi, want to shout out to them. For Chris for running the league and the guys that are out here. Everybody's racing pretty good up here in the top 10.
Absolutely. All right. Good luck, brother. And hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the race.
Thanks, man.
That was Bob Nestor there, giving us a little bit insight into what's going on inside the car. So he said it. Those guys up front are going to be easy to pass. That is a bold statement for sure. That's Custer and Minto, one of the fan favorites. See where your driver's at if you want to catch him in that tower, top 20. As the pace lights are out on the pace car, that means we're going green this time by here at the Lot Cleaner Xfinity Series race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Green flag is out. Huge jump by Chris Custer to get really far involved. Really far out front, I'm sorry. And here comes the fresh tires. Gabriel Lafreniere on that inside row. Had fresh tires. He's ready to rock. Getting pushed by fresh tires. Take a look at Brandon Minto there in the 12 machine. He's going to be your gauge of what those tires are going to mean. As looking to the outside's Logan Truitt. Our biggest gainer of the race. If he can get up to the front here, he will have started in 40th or 39th position, moving all the way to it if he can get there. Chris Custer has a strong machine though. Thinking about going up and throwing a block, and I'd like not to. As the side draft coming from the 20, the 06 gonna has the best view of this race. Let's take a look at it from his point of view and turn it up. Down the backstretch. Chris Custer heavily involved. We kind of watched that one happen, unfortunately. Let's take a look. Oh no, the Blippy car. The 95 of John Crow involved. Bob Nestor involved. I bet Joe Stafford's gonna have a good view of what happened here. Wow, move of the race. It's gonna be Joe Stafford. Putting in the work here. fix this for you guys. Do apologize. Amateur hour here at Sim Racing Media. Just don't feel like putting that window up. Do apologize for that. So just masterful work after the 57 gets punted, has to decide if he wants to go or not. Jeez Louise. There you go. Let's take a look at Crow and where he was during all this. So that's where it happened. Custer comes up, clips the 12. Sends Brandon Minto around, and then from there it's just calamity. And just like it's been happening, just blocks the field. Very unfortunate there. There's Logan Truitt. He's up front. Pace lights are off on that pace car. We're going green next time around. Logan Truitt's going to lead him around up 38 positions from his starting position of 39. Folks, that was dead last. Douglas, if you've never watched Xfinity or Sunday Night NASCAR, you better get used to the name Joe Stafford. This guy is a multi-time champion here. In all the series, he can run these sim cars. And I don't know if he wouldn't have made it through that if it wasn't for that bump draft that he got. Absolutely wish that his team was in here so I could talk to him, but unfortunately they like to go off somewhere else. No worries though, totally understand. So Logan from Wellman, Iowa, in the Ford, gonna try and make it from back to the front here on lap 118. He's got a lot of laps though to kind of keep these guys off his back. 40 laps abouts left in this thing, 45 laps. A lot of time. Can't think you've won it yet. Logan Truitt, Gabriel Lafreniere, Brandon Lewis, Chris Custer, Matt White, your top 5. Logan, huge jump. That's what we've been seeing all race long. So here is Brandon Loomis trying to adjust the lines, trying to take control there. He's got Matt White behind him. Matt led a couple laps, had issues. As there goes Matt, gonna push it down to the bottom, make the 38, or make the 09, go up to the top line. It's his position, and he wants it now. As he's going to get up to the back of Logan Truitt, and you know that the 48 wants to try and catch that top line, because that's where he found the lead earlier. If he can, if he's got a run, he's going to hit that top line. He's already shown that he's willing to be aggressive. But unfortunately right now, there's just no one behind him. Brandon Loomis bailed on that top line. Chris Custer, the first one on the top line is going to be Joe Crow. Or I'm sorry, in the 06, Gabriel Lafreniere. Who's kind of buried that top line right now. 42 laps left in this thing. Good to see that some of those cars involved in that last incident not too damaged. That Blippy machine's still looking good. 48 mine, rocking that MPI paint job. It's a goodwill to have. Got one sitting on my rig that I never use right now. Want to get you an MPI wheel? Go to Rick Motec, Miami. Got a physical store. You can go in, test out all the different stuff you're looking to try if you find your way in Miami. Been to the store, really enjoyed it. Or you can go online. That's another way you can do it. About doing it, Logan Truitt. still up front. Matt White showing no signs of wanting to get out in front. Chris is another fan favorite. Loomis and Chris. Working together for fourth. A little bit farther back, here's a little battle. Brandon Minto and Lauren Jones, they've lost the draft. Little damaged machines, they're working together. But in the top 10, we got Logan Truitt, Matt White, Brandon Loomis, Chris Foster, Zach Osborne, John Crow. Well, I'm going to talk to that man. Next caution, I'm going to say what's up with the Blippy. Joe Stafford, Bob Nestor, Gabriel Lafreniere, and Eugenio Alonso. Andrew T. Jones, John Espawalda, Rich Jet, Chris Claude has clawed his way. He stayed in that. He is bound and determined to stay on this lead lap. Don't care who he has to work with. Brandon Minto, Lauren Jones, Mark Brewster as well. Mark Brewster, the first car lap down. He has the lucky dog right now if we're to come out to it. Good a time as any to go to a side-by-side here as we're straight. We got a car blowing up. We see some fuel. What's going on here? Damaged car on the inside, that's what. We're gonna go ahead and run to a side-by-side, give Butt Kicker the time they deserve. If I had a whole lot cleaner commercial, I'd play it, but I don't, so here we go.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
As we are back here, not much has changed. Up front, Logan Truitt still leading around. Brandon Lewis, Chris Custer, John Crow Sr. Take a look at our top 20 there. As overall right now, folks, things have settled down. 30 laps left in this Monday night NASCAR Xfinity race, brought to you by A Lot Cleaner. And they're racing a lot cleaner right now. After a lot of cautions, some drivers not having their way, big pile-ups, we are back to this as we're getting around the lap car. That's the 12 of Brandon Minto. Oh, is there wrecking? Lauren Jones gets get onto by Brandon Loomis. No caution. Oh, no caution. Still green. Thank you, Dave. Glad to have you here. Still green, still racing up front as they're catching lap traffic. That's going to break up. This is what happened every time. They've caught lap traffic, it breaks up the field, and they have to regroup. As this lap traffic really hurting them. The car in the wall, that's Chris Custer. He's got the blippy John Crow Sr. right in front of him, and he's got to split the uprights. It almost hits the 31. Oh my gosh. The minimum speed not being met here. Cars out on their own. Time to park and get out of here. Hugely affecting the race if these cars trying to sit out here. But I tell you what, Logan Truitt, I don't know if I'd do anything different, folks. I think I'd try and stay out there as well. At this point, look at this hornet's nest. Some of those cars on the lead lap, some of them not. 63 Nestor, lead lap. Some of those folks definitely not. But I tell you what that did do, that gave Logan Truitt and Matt White the ability to bounce. Get on out at y'all. They're gonna pop out. See who. As these two both pitted on lap 109 and 116. So Truitt and Matt White can absolutely make it. That lap traffic has absolutely changed the game. Let's take a look at when all that happened. This lap 135, 4 laps ago. When they caught Chris Claude, the 31. I don't even see the 31 on the timing. Aaron Mack, who's down 20 positions. That's where this kind of broke everybody up, unfortunately. So Logan Truitt, Matt White, you know, I talked about it earlier under different circumstances. It was Chris Custer and John Crow. They had to decide whether they were going to work together. So with 23 laps left in this thing, a second, almost 2-second gap between Matt White in second and John Crow in third. That's going to take Cole Custer working really hard. And oh no! Crow gets got into. Crow and Custer meeting. Take a look. So it looks like Custer, he's been loose. And then just absolutely unfortunate there. I think he, I guess it really doesn't matter, but oof. Let's take a look at a little bit before that. Of course, if I saw Blippy that close to me on the racetrack, I don't know if I wouldn't try and hit it too. as Crow just slows down and yep, no lift. It's not the time to lift if you're Chris Custer. Unfortunately, what that means is you dump somebody who's your only chance at getting up to him. But I guess if there's a caution, you get up to him. Tell you two drivers that did not want to see that, Logan Truitt and Matt White. Let's talk with Mr. Crow, if I can find him in here. For you folks at home, I want to figure out what's going on with that Blippy car. Nope, no Crow. No Crow, that's okay. SRM Motorsports. We do have Logan Truitt in the booth with us. Logan, how's it going?
Pretty good so far.
Right, I see you up front. You started way back in the back. Tell us about what happened on your qualifying lap and what led us to be here right now.
So the setup that I had just wasn't really tuned up for the qualifying run, I don't think. Just happy to be in the race, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, leading right now, I know you got a lot of laps led. Are you and Matt talking, or the spotters talking? Do you think you're going to be able to keep it 1 and 2, or you got to watch those runs?
Well, before that caution, we were working together pretty good, and I expect the same once we get going again. Might be a little bit short on fuel, but we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, good luck to you, Logan. Hopefully I'll be talking to you at the end of the race.
10-4.
Blippy is Mr. Rogers on meth. We're going to leave that one where it lies. Feel like there's been enough Blippy talk. Although there has been a certain broadcaster that I shall not name that I'm replacing, named Dave, that has gotten in trouble for talking about alcohol on the broadcast. Not from us, we don't care. But I think talking about Blippy is worse. I don't know. I don't know if it's worse because he's annoying or because he made a ton of money doing that. Who knows here? If you're a parent, you know. If you don't know what's going on. That's okay. Logan Truitt, Matt White, Chris Custer, Zach Osborne, Eugenio Alonso, top 5. Bob Nestor on the outside. He's up 26 positions. A lot of these guys in the front did not start there. The only drivers that started inside the top 10, they're in the top 10. Chris Custer, Eugenio Alonso, John Crow. These are the only drivers that started inside the top 10 who have found their way there. After that last caution, only 12 cars on the lead lap. Brandon Minto trying to get out there and stay on the lead lap as we're going to get a restart here. Logan Truitt, you just absolutely know that he's going to gap out again. That's what's been happening all race long. Matt White on the outside. Chris Custer's got to hold it down. Tell you what, he's not made many friends here on that bottom line, but you got to do what you got to do. Atlanta, super speedway action. As checkup on the outside line gets going. Logan out front. We just talked to him. He said he's looking for a dancing partner. Doesn't want to get out to too big of a lead because what's going to happen is Cole Custer, God bless, Chris Custer is going to get a run here and come really fast up into that 24. There goes the block. Going to work him to the top line. Gino Alonso is going to go to the bottom. Good block by Logan Truitt to stop the run by Chris Custer. Now Chris Custer and Matt White working together on the top side. Matt's been a hell of a pusher up there in the early portions of this race. With only 18 laps to go, Logan Truitt's got to hold off a mess of Chevrolets as up goes Chris Custer. Chris Custer going high, able to hold it there. No issue. Now Matt White leading the charge on the top side. Eugenio Alonso sticking to the bottom. Logan Truitt blocking. Gets that top side, gonna use that run to his advantage. Chris Custer into the wall again, gonna force him 3 wide on the back. Watch out, folks. Take a look from our drone cam. The 48 of Matt White. Just got to be careful here. You don't want to cause anything, but also get a look at that run. Both going to be able to pull down to the inside. These guys worked together earlier. We'll see if that is going to play into how nice they play here. This huge battle for fifth. This little bunch of cars, led by Joe Stafford on the top side. See if anyone's going to pop up with him. Not looking like it. As away goes Logan Truitt and Matt White. If you stuck with us this long, folks, don't go anywhere. Stick around. Keep shouting out those drivers. Keep telling us who your favorite people are. We're going to keep focusing on the leaders right now, but I tell you, this thing's not over, especially when you take into account that we've got lap traffic again, and every time we've seen lap traffic, we've seen incidents. But keep shouting them out. Also, hit that like button if you haven't already. I'll go through my spiel just because it's automatic for me. We don't make a dime off of likes, folks. But what it does is it tells the YouTube algorithm that people are liking what they're watching, they're commenting, they're doing all that stuff. So it's going to put this up in front of more people on the recommended section of their videos into the watch next category. So that's how that algorithm works. It works off those likes and those comments. So make sure you're doing both. Not for me, even though you love me, for these drivers that are out here pushing for 2 hours, trying to get these things dialed in, surviving through multiple wrecks. As the snake moves along, Logan Truitt reading him around. Gino Alonso down there. Bob Nestor's found his way up there on the bottom. You know, we talked to him earlier. He was involved in a caution. Also, not for nothing, freshest tires on the field. Gabriel Lafreniere. And that 06 machine has the freshest tires with Joe Stafford on him as, oh, big wiggle. Appreciate those likes. As the 31, multiple laps down, gonna cause something here. Oh, very close to. At this point, 12 laps to go, just get off the, no, I'm not gonna say that, that's rude. I don't know if I would be, I don't know if I'd get off, but definitely something to think about if there's only 10 laps to go. And you're 20 laps down, but I digress. Eugenio Alonso, Joe Stafford, Bob Nestor. Logan Truitt and Matt White, though, still running, still working together. Where you want to be here. You want to be in second place coming to the line. It's what we've heard all weekend long. It's what we saw in the Cup Series race. But Logan Truitt is going to keep pushing the daylights, or keep being pushed by Matt White. Matt White's going to keep that pedal down. He wants to get out in front and advantage. Unmistakable here. That Jack Down Motorsports of Eugene Alonso. They're side by side here. Joe Stafford's going to have a good view of this race. As issues. More lap car issues, guys. Breaking it up. 6-car breakaway. That's definitely going to hurt that top line. No, it's not. Caution is going to come out. Caution is going to come out for Dylan Eckart. and Brandon Minto, lap cars. See what happened here. Got a good look at the 80. Dan Morgan. These are all lap cars, folks. So that all started when the 42 got bent out of shape by the 80. And then, ooh, the 42 just splits the uprights. Fanning Blue gets turned here. And then that's a whoopsie daisy. Boop. You're not wrong, Jonathan. You're not wrong. As Logan Truett's going to have the advantage. 6 laps left to go in this thing. A lot cleaner Xfinity series. Appreciate you from sticking around, Zilla Gaming, JP Holoquist Gaming, Independence Racing Network. There's scrubs over there at Independence Racing Network. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Dave. As we have Heather, Let's Go Loomis, Doug Fairley, Jonathan Byer says LFG Logan, which means let's freaking go. As lap traffic playing a huge factor in this race so far. Definitely going to be some penalties handed down from NASCAR. After it's all said and done, drivers coming out, trying to meet minimum speed. Unable to do so and causing issues. But you know, that's part of racing, believe it or not. Whether you like it or not, lap cars are part of racing. They have their chance. They have every right to go out and try and improve their position, their points, their standings. Unfortunately, at a place like Atlanta where it's super speedway speed on at most 3 lanes throughout the turns, it can happen very quickly. You can guess the banking at the new, you know what, double bonus. If you can guess the banking and what the previous banking used to be, I need both banks through the turns. I will send you a Sim Racing Media T-shirt. First one in the stream that gives me the both previous and current banking at Atlanta Motor Speedway gets a Sim Racing Media T-shirt. You got till 9:27, and that's with the delay, the tape delay. So you better be quick on that Google. It's Logan Truett, Matt White, Eugene Alonso, Gabriel Lafrene, Bob Nestor, Joe Stafford, Chris Custer, Andrew Jones, Zach Osborne, and John Espawalda III leading us around as we're coming to the green. Keep an eye on Logan Truett. Every time that we've done a restart, Logan and that first car has jumped out really far. Because I think we're going to get the best look here from the nose of Joe Stafford. As they hit the Geico restart zone, green flag is out. 4 laps to get it done here at Atlanta. Spotters clearing everybody down. Matt White going to fall back into his position. Bob Nestor, Joe Stafford. But now it's Truett and Matt White. Top 5 all bunched together. I tell you what, Zilla Gaming, Kyle Wimble, and Douglas Fairley, I need to eat into my budget here. So all 3 of you, send me your information to our Facebook page. You can go over there to Sim Racing Media. Send us a message. Tell me what you was watching. All 3 of you. All 3 of you. Thank you for sticking around, being active in the chat. Send me your information. Tell me what you were doing, why you're there, and that you want a t-shirt. As Logan Truitt, Matt White, Eugenio Alonso, Bob Nestor, Joe Stafford, your top 5 battling. Andrew Jones. Chris Custer's not out of it yet, folks. If you're a Chris Custer fan, he's been around. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. Logan Truitt still has the advantage. Matt White in second. Eugenio Alonso. Robert Nestor, and oh my gosh, there's a lap car. On the final lap, white flag is out. The 12, a lap car. Brandon Minto. Hopefully going to get out of the way, but here comes Joe Stafford, the top line, forming up. No help. Broken up. Out pops Matt White. The block's not going to come fast enough. Logan Truitt's a sitting duck on the outside. Eugenio Alonso going to stick to his guns on the bottom as it's going to be a race to the finish here. Eugenio Alonso going down to the bottom. Give it to Logan Truitt. What a finish. Unofficial race results. Logan Truitt beat Eugenio Alonso by less than 1,000th of a second. Jeez Louise, folks, 1,000th of a second. You waited 2 hours for the best finish you're going to see all night long. Logan Truitt, burn it down. Logan earned that one. He is going to be watching, but we're going to be watching. So he's going to park it there on the front stretch. We're going to see if we can't take a look at that finish again. See if we can catch him coming across the line. As here it was. Eugenio going down. Then we'll hopefully it comes into play here. There it is. And then boom. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's how close it was. Coming across the line. We'll get a picture posted on all of our socials as Logan Truitt, your race winner. We're gonna talk to our winner first. Logan, what a finish.
Pretty crazy.
To say the least, Logan, you won. You were leading the last 50 or so laps after coming in on lap 109. The oldest tires. How sketchy was that finish for you?
The car was really tight at the end. The only reason I was able to hang on to it as long as I did is because of Matt White behind me. He pushed me the whole way.
Absolutely pushed you the whole way, and then once he popped out, Eugenio kind of pushed you there. Um, man, I can't even. How close were you on fuel?
I think with that extra caution at the end, I think we were like 0.5 to the good. 0.5 gallons. It's pretty close.
Absolutely. Well, Logan, tell me who you got on the car, who you want to shout out tonight.
Well, first of all, team owner Kyle, he didn't get to make the race today. He got disqualified before it started. And I definitely want to give a shout out to Matt White for that push.
There you go. So I know you guys are going to be chatting, sharing a brew. I heard about, was it Kyle? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
heard about that. Very unfortunate iRacing and its bugs. But you got the win. You can take home the trophy. That might help the sting a little bit. And hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Yep. Thanks.
So next, that was Logan Truitt, your race winner. Next, we are going to be talking to Matt White. Matt, congratulations on the second place finish after the black flag coming in for Eugenio for going down below the yellow. What a race, and what led you to push Logan Truitt there for the last 40 or so laps?
I mean, he just ran a good race, and of all the guys left, he was kind of the last one that wasn't completely destroyed, to be honest. And our cars really worked together, and once we got kind of in line, once we started running the qualifying line, I mean, no one could really touch us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys were hooked up. How hard was it to stay hooked up until the very last moment there to try and pull out and get the win?
I mean, with the restarts, it was a little challenging, but he was kind of, I think he kind of knew. We didn't really have much communication, so I think he kind of knew what was going on. And I mean, wait until the last bit there to try to pass him. That was just mainly out of respect for him, give him the best opportunity to also win while trying to win myself.
Absolutely. Well, clean racing makes friends, and I know that's going to transfer as they go on in the race. Tell us about who you got on that 48 and who you want to shout out tonight before we let you go.
I just want to thank Nitro Racing.com, Russ Bover, and Dan Schmoon. They put on a heck of a setup this week. I want to thank Purple Controls, Alpine Stars. Those guys really help make it go every week. Obviously the admins here are a lot cleaner, putting on this great show every week.
Absolutely. We love broadcasting it, Matt. We appreciate you, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you so much.
And then third, but finally, absolutely great race from Bob Nestor. Hey, we avoided the broadcaster's curse. Did you think you were going to get back in there after that contact at lap 110 or so?
I did not, and I was cursing you the whole time. So,
well, you know what? I got you back up there. So that was all me. Little bit of work in the car. Tell us how hard it was to get that machine up there.
it wasn't bad. It was a little. Everybody was a bit aggressive, and with the guys with the old tires, I knew that was going to happen. Didn't get much damage, 20 seconds or so, but yeah, it wasn't bad. I was just trying to stay on the bottom, try not to make any contact, just let off. I let off every single quarter, just try to save as much as I could with my tires. But it wasn't a bad run.
Absolutely not a bad run at all. Third place finish after the disqualification. Tell us just a little bit about, I know you said earlier, but who you got on the car, who you want to shout out for the podium.
Yeah, I got Blank Ashkenazi and Relative Properties. Want to thank Team Watson Racing. One of my on Joe Gibbs Racing, Jeff Carson built the setup. It was a really good setup. Shout out to Dave, who is usually doing this tonight, broadcasting down in Florida, watching the Phillies. And great job to you for the broadcast tonight, man.
You know what? Dave does a great job, but I come in here and get you a podium. So I'm just saying.
Hey, you're my new favorite.
There we go. Bob, I appreciate you. And again, man, congratulations on the third place finish. Hopefully, Dave will be talking with you next week.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
So, folks, that's going to do it for us here. We're going to go ahead and run through our qualifications real quick. Not our qualifications, excuse me. Our race results. We're going to speed through these, so bear with me. When you see your driver, go ahead and hit that like button. Do appreciate everybody in the comments. You guys did fantastic. I appreciate all the interaction. If you leave me right now, you'll take away the best part of me. As the results are going to come in, Logan Truitt there in first, Eugenio Alonso, Matt White, Bob Nestor, Chris Cusser rounding out your top 5. Eugenio Alonso was, I don't know if he was disqualified, folks. I don't think he was disqualified intentionally, like totally, but he is going to be moved. Eugenio is going to be moved down a little bit there, so add a couple positions for your driver. Joe Stafford in 6th, Andrew T. Jones in 7th, Gabriel Lafreniere in 8th, Zach Osborne 9th, John Espelwalda the 3rd there in 10th. Mark Brewster is going to be 11th with John Crow Sr. in the Blippy Machine there in 12th, Rich Jett in 13th, 14th is going to be Brandon Minto. 15 is going to be Chris Claude with Steve Herring. Everyone else finishing pretty far down on the list, but that's not going to stop them from getting out there and racing. Ron Fitting, Channing Ballou, Dan Morgan, Brandon Loomis, top 20. Dylan Uckart, 21st, and Aaron Mack, Lauren Jones, Tony Burt, Doug Argabright in 25th. Sean Kelly, Carlos Ramos, and Jeremy Paris up to 28th. 29th, Kavaja Holt, Joey Savatsky, Austin Story, Joseph Lester, Chase Caber, Zach Winker, John Wilco, Christopher M. Hill, Brad Gunn, and Bennett Allen, 38th. And then I think this is the last machine that was actually driving, the RPL and Money House Racing, 39. The following drivers were not able to race: Kyle Ryan, Nicholas Breidenbach, Zachary Vaughn, Bobby Anderson, Corey Burkett, Anthony Paggio, and David Swift. So very unfortunate for those drivers. But that's going to do it for us here. Absolutely fantastic job in the chat. You guys did awesome. I do appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Also check out our Facebook page, YouTube, as well as we have a Twitter if you're into that. I don't know if you are or not, but that's going to do it for us here. And as always, we'll talk to you next week.